Like I like the outfit. I just don't know
Mm-hmm.
anything about the character.
Are those horns?
I believe so.
How do you feel about horns? Black horns.
They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are not a negative. It's a nun, I think. Diego from Ice Age. We're going in Nah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't like him.
It is just a non-anthropomorphic animal, not voiced by Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
I think.
like he's still got bro tier. No, he betrayed all his buddies in the first one. That was the main source of conflict with them.
And you know, maybe he had a good reason. Have you thought of that? Maybe
he did, but I don't like it.
But maybe betraying your own kind is good sometimes in certain contexts.
Well, yes, it can potentially be, but with this one, actually, he didn't even really betray them because they didn't really trust him much. They kind of assumed, hey, you eat living things, so you're probably gonna try to kill us. So no, okay.
So
fine.
they
You
judged him
talked me into
for
it.
they judged him for the way he was born and the thing that he is, and then he betrayed them rightfully. I don't see a problem.
You know what? You talked me into it. He's bro tier.
Thank you. Because you have made bros with someone who relates to that just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Charizard.
So how do you feel about red individuals that can breathe fire?
See, with this, he's taller than me, which is a
Mhm, mhm.
plus.
Good.
The fire is definitely a plus.
Okay.
Teeth are a plus. I'm not seeing a lot of negatives.
Me too.
So tell me, what's it feel like to be a traitor?
What is this game doing? What? I've been called out by Keanu Reeves.
Right. Greater good. Need to make tough calls.
The greater good, the lesser evil. In the end, it's the same.
The lesser evil. Can that be my new nickname? The lesser evil? I'm the least evil Valkyrie. Sambi'el, the lesser evil. I like that. There are very, very few laws in hell. There's one law that I actually know because it affects me particularly. There's a certain ability that we use on farm weapons. It's called tool projection. And you're not allowed to use it on weapons. It's illegal to use it on weapons. Under the compass, that is. Yeah. I never learned tool projection. It was used a lot at the farm I grew up on. And what it is if you smack the ground with a tool or an item with a tool, the effect of that tool is applied to all things in a certain area. You project it out. It's really cool. But if you use it with weapons, it's very taboo. Another law I can think of is don't side with another species during an interdimensional conflict. Demons actually can get piercings. We spoke about how our horns don't really heal, our external horns. So if you were to drill a hole in a horn, you could hang a piercing off it. And you actually can, the metal that my chest plate, my sword's made out of, you actually can turn it gold through quenching it in the same ink we use for our tattoos. We have tattoos as well. So yeah, gold piercings is on the table next time we go back to hell. Are there more places in hell than Dunwayel? Also, very nice spelling. I think you spelled Dunwayel right. Yes. A lot more places. Rowan is very, very big. Hell is very big. We, as in me and the people that I have encountered, obviously, don't know if hell is infinite or if there is an end. Someone might know that. I don't know that. I've never been told a definitive answer. It is a point of speculation. I was born in Dunwayel, which is a kingdom. When I say kingdom, I'm referring to small, independent governments, very much like what a kingdom was on Earth historically, kind of. An empire is a much larger collection of conquered kingdoms. So I was born in Dunwayel when it was a kingdom. During my lifetime, it was invaded by Sauroin, which is an empire, named after the demon who kidnapped the creator in the first war. You might have noticed in the video. The demon who kidnapped the creator was named Saruin, which translates to Emperor of Hell. He named himself, or someone named him Emperor of Hell. Very subtle, my friend. And he later founded the Saruinian Empire, or the Saruin Empire, which eventually, very, very recently, in terms of grand timescale, conquered Dunwayel, brought us into the fold. I was enlisted as an enforcer for Saruin. So technically, I identify as Dunwayli from Dunwayel. That is kind of my culture, my people, my home. But technically, as far as legal concerned, if we had citizenships, which we don't, obviously, we are not that organized, I am technically Saruinian because where I was born is now under Saruinian command, and I served Saruin's penal colony and enforcer corps. Yes, I was just a farmer in Dunwayel. My farm was actually quite close to the border of Saruhin, so we were actually blindsided. We were invaded very early. I don't know what happened to the other farmhands. I really do not to this day. But I was just kidnapped. I don't know if they saw potential in me because of my height. Not that I'm that tall for a demon at all. I don't know if they just thought I was a good example of an average Dunwayli, so they took me to serve enforcer. But that's how I survived the invasion. I was kidnapped. All empires, kingdoms, exist within what we call the Old Lands. That is to say, close to where the first generation was originally placed in Roin. So whilst I'm low-born, yes, I was still born in the Old Lands. So I have the luxury, I have the privilege of being born into a kingdom. If you're born in the Outlands, where you just get infinitely further and further away from the center of Roin, shit hits the fan. Things get crazy. The Vow look different. There is no society at all compared to what little society exists in the Old Lands. It gets crazy, and the Dragon Cult and Civtrao actually do control a fair bit of land out there. The Compass does not go out there. They are happy with their civilized world, is what they would call it. I would not. Oh, I almost got the punish there. You doing okay? I'm doing okay. The embarrassment is starting to drain me of my Karul, but now I have to win, because if I don't win, I'll be drained of Karul until something else comes and gives me more. See, he just keeps going. He doesn't stop. No, if I go rest now, I might not wake up. I might be drained of all energy. I need to get it back. This is the risk of Valkarul. The way we create our energy is from our emotions. Very particular emotions. And embarrassment and defeat actually prevent us from creating it, which is what I'm experiencing right now. There's his combo. Nah. Look how close that is. Oh. What have we accomplished? It needs to be evil things humans would consider evil. We need to tap into that as much as we can without going off the edge. Like that time we bullied Valken. We bullied her so hard, it felt so good. And that's not a nice thing for a human to say or do. But human I am not, unfortunately. You have made progress, you're right. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about that in the Discord, weren't we? That's all that matters. I am stronger than I was 2 minutes ago, Margaret. Just think of Castasar every time you see him. You are so right. You are so right, Wef. Alright, Castus. Finally. I've waited so long for this fight. It's you versus me. I can't wait for this to happen in real life. We haven't really done much with Virel yet. She's been quite nice, actually. Oh, but let's not acknowledge that. No, we shouldn't be acknowledging things like this. It's the opposite of what we need. Bait out the tail attack. No. I am Sambi'el. I will one day be the last enforcer. And you will just be the first boss of Elden Ring. You're the pub stomper. You're here so all the normies quit the game. Hmm? You don't even punish my heals half the time. Your hammer sucks. Stop using the hammer. A little self-reflection. There's the attack I don't like. He just missed. You missed, mate. What are you doing? I didn't even have to iframe through that one, Margaret. You just missed. I got my whole combo off. I got my whole combo off. How do you like my combo, Margaret? Hmm? How do you like my combo? Oh, that's his combo. I didn't say you could start using yours. I think you'll find that's not what I said. Yeah, he's gonna punish me. I still get most of the heal up. And then he fumbles. And then he fumbles. Alright, one more, Margaret. You got one more chance. Hmm? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh. One more chance. I gave him one more chance and he didn't do it. He didn't take it. Ooh. How are your horns made? So they are made of the same things as our bones. Our bones are all black. The only white bones of sorts we have is our teeth. So yeah, they just grow on us. They do grow over time. They do change a bit. I would like to grow my horns out. I don't really like that I just have this kind of goatee. There's a gap between my sides and my chin. I'm not a big fan of that. I would very much like to grow my horns out. And we did have a bit of confusion, so I'm glad I get to clarify this now. And it is confusing because I don't understand why it is this case. If we break bones, we can heal them. We have a pretty crazy healing factor. It consumes Karul, our energy. So if we run out of Karul and then take a wound, we will die because we cannot heal it because we don't have the energy to heal it. That is why the metal arm doesn't make sense on that letter, because we have a healing factor. How can a Valkyrul have a prosthetic arm? I don't know. So I don't think it's a prosthetic. But we know it's not armor because Glenn was a history nerd, but we've spoken about this before. However, if our horns are broken, they do not heal. If a bone outside of our skin breaks, it doesn't heal. Don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. Don't ask me why that is. I'm not a Val biologist. I don't think there is a Val biologist. I think it's because your skin is the healing factor. Anything outside of the skin can't be healed unless damaged on the inside. Interesting. Interesting. Is the healing factor directly related to our skin? That makes a lot of sense. Wow. That's a really good theory, Web. Honestly, I think that's in terms of accuracy of theory, I think like that's good. That's a really good theory. I kind of want to write that somewhere.